before we jump into any rules, we actually need to actually understand some of the words that we use when it comes to geometry. So I just wanted to talk about some of these. And if you feel confused about anything, please let me know and we'll talk about it in more detail. But this is just to really understand when I use certain words, what they mean. Okay, and remember, you can take a screenshot whenever you want to. So you don't need to try and scribble this all down in a desperate rush at the moment. First one, a nice easy one, a point, okay? A point is just when we have a dot. And whenever we have a point, the most important thing to take from this is that we use a capital letter, okay? The reason we use a capital letter is because when we're talking about angles, we use a little letter. So I can say that that little letter there is A. I can call that an angle because it's a baby letter. But when we have a big point, we have to use a capital letter like this. That would be a point. So that would be point A. That would be point B. All right. A line segment. As soon as we have a line segment, it's just when we are joining 2 points together. And so we are joining point A and point B, and we are creating line AB. So now that line is called AB. All right, just one line. An arm, and an arm actually becomes quite important in the second rule we're going to learn today. An arm is when we have, so like for example, those would both be arms. It's when we have 2 lines that meet at a point. Okay, so they're meeting at a point and they form an angle. So we have an arm, think of it like this, an arm, and then that space in between, like where my nose is right now, that would be an angle. So this is one arm, that's my other arm, and it's creating an angle. Okay. A vertex is where points, so it's where my arms meet. So that point over there, point A, that would be a vertex. So if I had a triangle like this, nice little triangle, how many vertices, which is just the plural of a vertex, how many vertices does a triangle have? How many vertices does a triangle have? Keep those answers coming. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 3 vertices for a triangle. Okay. Okay. And then the angle is the space that is created between those 2 arms. That would be an angle. All right. Okay, if you want to screenshot, this is your time because I'm going to move off this page. All right. Okay, when we label angles, there are different ways that we can go about labeling our angles. And so we need to be quite careful about how we go about that. Remember, an angle is the space between 2 arms. So if I'm wanting to label that angle that I've just colored in over there, I can look at the vertex at that point, and I can put a little cuppy above that capital letter and say that that is angle A. So if I saw that A with a cuppy and I had to read it out loud, I would say that that is angle A. That cuppy is basically saying it's the angle of A. Okay. In the next one, sometimes, so like here, we could have also called this angle A, but sometimes we need to be more specific, which you'll see just now. And so this angle, which is the space between my 2 arms, we can call it angle BAC. So the middle letter will always be the vertex, that middle point where my angle is. And then we just talk about the 2 arms that are next to that angle. Okay, so from B to A and then A to C. And we could also write that as angle CAB, means exactly the same thing. Okay, now the reason we sometimes have to use these 3 letters like this is because if we were to look at 3, so this box over here, if I wanted to know what that angle is over there, I can't just call it angle A, because then I could be talking about that angle over there. And so sometimes we need to use these 3 letters because we need to be very specific about which angle we're talking about. So in this case, if I was looking at this pink one, which is A1, I would say that that is BAC or CAC. And if I was looking at angle 2, which is my blue one, I would say that that is BAC or CAC. okay? And then our last one, we also allowed to use variables when we're finding an angle. So for example, this angle in here, we could just call that y, and this angle in here, we could just call that x, okay? So those are the different ways that we talk about when we are talking about labeling angles. Does anyone have any questions about what we've spoken about so far up until this point? Tiana, yeah. You can unmute yourself, I think. No? Hello? I don't know what's happening there. What's going on? Hello?
Maybe they are not allowed to unmute
Oh,
myself.
that's so weird. We've changed this so that you can. Okay, but that's fine. Yeah, tell me what you want to ask.
So my question is so if I get they say I must name the eagle or whatever it is the eagles, then if I say CAB, anyway it's right.
Yes, yes. So when in doubt, use this one here. That's your most foolproof way.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, let's jump into our very first reason. So we're going to learn 2 reasons tonight, and then we're going to learn another one on Thursday. So the first reason we are learning, and if you, the best thing you could do, if you have a book where you work in these lessons that we have together, I would keep a book where you write the new reasons as you learn them, and you can keep them somewhere nearby so you can always see. But the first reason that we're talking about is angles around a point, okay? So remember we spoke about a point just now. That would be a point over there, that pink dot that I've spoken about. And it's saying any angles that are around that point has to equal 360 degrees, okay? So if I had like a whole bunch of lines like this, all kinds of lines, okay? I'm saying that this angle plus this angle, okay, so that angle plus 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 this last little guy over here, if I add all of those angles together, I need to get 360 degrees, okay? And the reason that we use when we speak about this is we say angles round a point. Some of your teachers may want you to be writing it out in full words, so they may be wanting you to write it as angles around a point, which is fine, but this is accepted in matric. You can actually even simplify it further and say angles round a point. So you can make round RD if you would like to. Those are acceptable reasons in matric. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to go through this first one very carefully with you. The reason I'm going to go through it super carefully, even though it's a nice, easy question, is that in geometry, it's not the same as when we're working with algebra, where if you make a mistake, things are sort of followed on and, you can be a bit more forgiving. If you use the wrong reason and your thinking doesn't make mathematical sense, you don't get any of the marks. So when I show you where your marks will come, I'm going to explain how you might not get the other ones. But the setup for geometry is so super important. It needs to look a very specific way. All right. So when we're setting up for geometry, we always want to write our equation on the one side. You don't need to write the word equation. This is just me explaining the setup. And then we're going to leave some space. And some of your teachers may even ask you to take a ruler and draw a line with a pencil down your page when you're doing geometry. It's just to learn and to get into the habit of writing reasons underneath each other. Okay, so we have our equation on one side, and then we write our reason on the other side. And we always keep that format. Okay, so if I'm looking at this question over here, I'm going to say, well, there's my point. So that means that this angle, so angle X, plus this angle, which is 280 degrees, has to equal 360 degrees, okay? So I'm saying X plus 280 degrees has to equal 360 degrees. Now, how do I know that? I know that because all angles around a point have to equal 360 degrees. And so my reason is angles round a point. Okay, so we have our equation and then we have our reason. Now, when we have our equation, we're trying to solve for x. So we just do it like we would do a normal equation when we're working with algebra. I'm going to take that 280. I'm going to move it to the other side. So I'm going to say x is equal to 360 degrees minus 280 degrees, which means x is equal to 80 degrees. And that would be my final answer. Okay. Now, when this is marked, best case scenario, you get a mark for your equation. Make this rainbow pen a little bit skinnier. Okay. A mark for your equation, a mark for your reason, and a mark for your answer. So best case scenario, looking at 3 marks here. Now, the problem is that if this reason is wrong and it doesn't make sense with your equation, they may not give you either of those marks. Okay. And if you showed no thinking that makes sense mathematically, or if your reason makes no sense with your equation, they may not give you the last mark. So even if your answer is right in geometry, if you haven't set things out correctly and you haven't used the correct reason, it can really, really mess you over with marks, which means it's very important to get it exactly right. But just think about it as a recipe that you're following and you'll be fine. Okay, so equation, reason, answer. Does anyone have any questions about what they're seeing now? Okay, cool. So on that note, let's go. Well, if you want to take a screenshot, please take one. And then I'm going to take you to your next question. Okay. I'm going to pop 2 on at the same time, just for those of you who are finding this nice and easy. You can start working through the next one then. I'd like you to work through B and C. I want you to write it as an equation, a reason, and work through your answer, even though you're going to be like, I know the reason is angles round the point. I know you know that's the reason. It's important, though, to get into the habit of writing the reason so that our brain can start making that connection and it can start learning it. Okay. So, Nikki, in this first part of the lesson, yes, all of our reasons will be angles around a point, but we're going to start learning new reasons, and then we have to think quite carefully which reason it's going to be. Keith, very welcome to our class. We love new people. Please feel free to ask questions whenever you feel confused. Okay, so give B a try, give C a try. I'm just going to turn some lights on in here so that I'm not sitting in the dark when I don't have to be, since there's no load shedding. Okay, give B a try, give C a try, and when you are ready, put your hand up and talk me through how you think we are going to do these 2 questions. You only need to put your hand up for one of them though, so don't panic. You can choose whichever one you like. And don't overthink it. Don't panic. Just take it step by step. It might help you. It might not. And whenever you feel ready, pop a hand up for me so we can go through this question. Jasmine, are you ready to talk me through B?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what to do.
X plus 200 plus 35 is equal to 360. And then the reason,
which is angles around a point?
yes.
Okay, good. Okay, next line.
And then X is equal to 360 minus 235.
Okay, I'm going to minus them separately for the moment, but minus 235 is absolutely great the way you've written that. Okay, so what does X land at equal?
X is equal to 125.
degrees. Just be careful to have your degrees. And yes, that is absolutely right. Well done. Beautiful. Not so bad, right? Okay. Cool. So that was for B. So B is 125 degrees. So we just added all of our different parts of our, this is the point over here. Okay. So we said X plus 200 plus 35. And then we said that that's equal to 360 because of the angles around the point. Lino, do you have an answer or a question? How can I help?
Oh, I was going to answer C.
Great. Talk me through C.
So I said 2x plus 2x plus 160 degrees equals 360 degrees.
Good. What's my reason?
Angles around a point.
Good. Angles around the point. Good. Okay. Next line.
4x equals 360 degrees minus 160 degrees.
Good. Next line.
4x equals 200 degrees.
Perfect.
X equals 50 degrees.
Good. We divide both by 4, so X is equal to 50 degrees. Well done. Perfect. 100%. Nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Hopefully we're feeling okay with these. If you are not feeling okay, please let me know. Put your hand up. Let me know. Let me talk through whatever you're stressing about. Tiana, how can I help?
Ma'am, so like the reason, so what if I don't make it short version? What if I say actually eagles around a point? Is
That's
it still
totally
right?
fine. No, that's totally fine. The only reason, the only reason I would say the shorthand can help you is because when you get to geometry papers, you want to try and save everything, like every second that you can. And so by writing it shorthand, it's a bit quicker, but you can 100% write every word out.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Sure. Okay, nice job, guys. You're doing really well. Okay, next to, why do we divide? So we divided because we had 4x is equal to 200 over here. And so if I'm wanting to find out what just x is, I have to divide that by 4 so that my coefficients can cancel. But because it's an equation, what I do to one side, I have to do onto the other side. So then I'm going to have to say 200 divided by 4 on the other side. Okay. Hold on. If you want a screenshot, you can take one of B and C, and then I'm going to go down to D and E. Pete, can I help?
No,
Okay. All right, D and E. D and E, give them a go. Try your best. If you need help with something, let us know along the way. We're happy to help. What does this little square mean? What does that square mean in geometry? Fatu? Yeah, what does that square mean in geometry?
Ma'am, it means that it's a right angle. It's
Good,
equal
it's
to
a
90
right
degrees.
angle. Beautiful, right angle, 90 degrees, 100%, nice job. Cool, okay. So now, yeah, do you have a question? Do you have an answer?
I would like to answer, ma'am.
Okay, keep your hand up. I'm going to mute you just for the moment, and then I'm just going to call on you in about a minute, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so now I was going to do D for us, but if we have a volunteer for E, please feel free to check that hand up, and we'll go through E. I think we'll have time for F, and then we've got our brain break for today. And then we're going to move on to our second rule.
I'm having network issues. I thought everyone just froze because like I've been trying to talk.
I know, shame.
Yeah, my laptop is crashing in and out. So I'm in and out the whole time.
Oh no. Okay, well, if we lose you, we lose you. It's okay.
No, yeah. You guys
Yeah.
are doing great though. Let's keep it going, people. I see some hands. I guess this is the hands to answer.
Yeah, they are. Okay, so now we're all yours to talk us through D.
So first you would do the equation part and you would say x plus 140 plus 90 degrees plus x plus 10 equals 360 degrees.
Good.
And then the reason would be angles round a point.
100%. Okay, next
And
line.
then you would say 2x equals 360 minus 140 minus 90 minus 10.
Good, well done.
And then you would say 2x equals 120.
100%.
And then you would say x equals 60.
Good. So we're going to divide that by 2, and we're going to see that x is 60 degrees. Great. Awesome. Nice work. Tiana, are you going to talk us through E?
I didn't really wanna. I don't wanna answer, but I feel
You don't-
confident.
I mean, like, if you get it wrong, then what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't matter.
Yes, I actually had a question though. What I
Oh,
forgot. was
okay, but
the
ask, okay, no, that's fine. Ask your question.
I forgot what it was.
You banana. Okay, well then your penalty for forgetting your question is to help us with E.
Okay, so you must say 70 degree the equation 70
Yeah,
degrees plus x plus 70 degrees
good,
plus x plus 10
good,
plus 2x minus 10
good,
degree
good. Equals,
equals 360 degrees.
good. What's my reason?
Angles around a point.
Good. Okay, good. Next line. Just
Uh,
think about your like terms over here. Okay.
It's x plus 2x
Okay. Good. Equals.
equals to 360 minus 70 minus another 70
Yeah.
minus 10 plus 10.
Good. Okay. Next.
Then you're gonna say it's 4x.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna just calculate this quickly. It's 220.
Good.
And then we're gonna put it by 4 both sides. We're gonna divide both by
Good.
4.
Good.
And
So what does
then
x become?
x becomes 55.
100%. Nice work. Good. Okay, I see the question, Amber. What happened to the x plus 10? So what happened was we took this x and we added them together and we got the 2x. And then we moved all of our numbers to the other side. So we moved this 10 to the other side, we moved this 90 to the other side, and we moved this 140 to the other side. So the x plus 10, even though it's like one angle over here, it's an x and then it's 10. So we can move what we need to whatever side. No problem. Nice job. Okay, let's do one more like this. If you'd like a screenshot of these two, please feel free to take one. We're going to do one more using this rule. And if you have questions, please feel free to ask. And then we're going to go to our brain break. Okay. Okay, last one before your brain break tonight. Give this one a go for me. So just remember, like when we were working with E, you were taking all of your angles, adding them together, and saying that they were 360 because it was around a point. And remember, if you're feeling confused with anything, please don't panic. If you wish you could have sort of seen the question happen again, all of these videos get posted on the same night. So this lesson will be up later this evening, and you can rewatch it. You can go through it slowly. You can pause when you need to pause. You can write it down if you wanted to copy it all into a book. Totally fine. Okay, Jasmine, can you talk me through this one? How am I going to work out F?
I wanted to ask a question. Not
Oh,
ask.
sure. No, that's fine, Jasmine. Ask away.
Does the angle thing have to be in order? Like, you have to put the equation first.
Yes, your equation has to be first, and then your reason has to be second.
All right.
Okay. Sana, do you think you can answer this one for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So first you have to say 75 plus 65 plus x minus 45 plus x plus 30 equals 360 degrees. And then the reason would be angles round a point.
Excellent. Okay, next line.
And then you would say 2x equals 360 minus 75 minus 65 plus 45 minus 30.
Good. Okay, so 2x lands up equaling what?
235.
Was it?
I think so.
Did I have such a yucky number there? 360 minus 75 minus 65 plus 45 minus 30. Yep, 235. You're 100% right. Okay, 235. Cool.
And then you have to divide both sides by 2, and then it's 117,5 or 235 over 2.
Okay, good. Okay, so now now you're all going to be so cross with me because I always tell you to keep things in fractions. But
yes,
in geometry is one of our exceptions. When we're in geometry, you can put it into a decimal for me.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Well done. So when solving the equation, do we go from the biggest number to the smallest? Oh no, it doesn't matter. Basically, all that's happening over here is we added our x's onto the one side, and then we just moved things over. So, but you don't have to go from biggest to smallest. You could say 360 minus 30 plus 45 minus 65 minus 75. And here you could go in any order. You could say x is 30 plus 65 plus 75. As long as you've got them all there, you'll be fine. Tiana, how can I help?
Ma'am, so like, say I write the equation down, and I don't see the degrees like ma'am did. It's still right,
I mean, technically, but you have to have your units because you have to say what it is. So don't fall into the habit of not having that little degree sign there for me.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, you don't, for all of this part, I'm not going to be cross if you don't have your degrees everywhere, but your answer needs to have a degree. What will you do if your answer is a decimal? If your answer is a decimal, it's fine, right? If it's a decimal, totally fine to have a decimal. PUA, how can I help?
Hello.
Hi.
So what would happen if instead of there being a positive at the back of the x, what would happen if it was a negative?
So at which point? So which one are you talking about?
So for example, if it was negative x minus 45.
Like that. So they could do that to you. It's unlikely, but they could, but then we would have had to have a bigger x over there. Otherwise, we wouldn't have an x that we're solving for. But if they did that, you would just write it in as a negative x and work with it the same way you would work with a negative number.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Anna, if your answer is a fraction, check with your teacher how they specifically want it. Generally, when we're in geometry, though, we want to give our answer as a decimal. Okay, let's quickly jump into our brain break, and then we're going to learn our second rule of the day. So for those of you who are new, brain break is nothing stressful. It's just something that's different to the work we're doing to give your brain a bit of a break from whatever we're working on. And this little dude's name is Brian. Brian introduces our brain break for us. Okay, so brain break today. The first one, we are going back to some of our old school ones that we used to do, but it's a nice, easy one, I promise. And then I've got a very short, easy ding that for you to do. So let's go. I would like to know what my question mark is equal to. What is my question mark equal to? So give it a go, see what you can figure out. If you want to check things along the way, you can send direct messages to me and I'll let you know if you're right or wrong. It's not 47. Yeah, Naileti, have you got an answer for me?
I've got an answer for the first one.
Okay, so what did you get your llama was equal to?
I said 7 plus 7 is equal to 14.
Perfect. Okay, so that means that's 7 and that's 7 over there. That's great. That's a good start.
Cool.
The answers coming in are great. It's 100% 31. That's awesome. Nice, nice, nice. You did that so quickly. Okay. It was a nice, easy one though. So if my llama is 7, that means that this bowl of ice cream must be 11, because 11 minus 7 will give me 4. So that bowl of ice cream is 11 over there, which means that this is going to be 12, and there are 2 of them, which is 24. So my answer is 31. Nice job. Okay, for our dingbat today, for those of you who don't know what a dingbat is when I'll give you a picture, and you have to try and figure out what word it is from the picture. Okay, so this is your dingbat of the day. What word am I looking for? What word am I looking for? Fatu, yes. What word am I looking for here? Oh, your hand disappeared. You were there, and then you were gone. So, you know, it's a good start. Amber, you also on a good start. Ah, Chilo, yes. Nice. Well done. It's a doggy bag. So the K9, that was K9. And then there was an E on a bag. So it was a doggy bag. Tiana, hi.
Ma'am, I would just like to say, man, how was I supposed to guess that?
How are you not supposed to get this? Chilo got it in like 10 seconds.
No, but I don't like dogs. How was I supposed to know what is a canine?
K9, like a K9.
What is a canine? They're dogs or the spots.
A K9 is a dog. And a feline is a cat.
Oh.
A feline is a cat and a canine is a dog. You see, you learn more than just maths in these classes. Okay, nice work, guys. Okay, we're going to learn our second rule of the day. And yeah, well, a canine is also a type of tooth. We're going to learn our second rule of the day, and then we are going to call it a day for our lesson tonight. And I'll see you again on Thursday. Don't forget it's poll day, so don't disappear at the end. Don't forget to do your poll with Yolanda. Okay, so the second reason we're learning today is when we have angles on a straight line. Okay, so think about this. It obviously makes sense. If I had angles all the way around a point is 360, and so if I only care about half of those angles, because I only care about this up to the straight line, it would be 180, because that's half of 360. Okay, so when I have two angles that are next to each other on a straight line, they have to equal 180 degrees. Now, there are some very important things here because this rule seems to make people do some strange things sometimes. The important word here is adjacent. What does the word adjacent mean? I've used it in some of our other classes before. What does the word adjacent mean? Yusuf, yes, what does the word adjacent mean?
Ma'am, does it mean next to or
Yes,
like the same, basically?
next to. Okay, so the same would be, oh, what's the word for the same? Congruent, but next to is 100% right. Okay, good. Okay, so adjacent means next to. And in order for angles to be adjacent to each other, they have to share an arm. Okay, so this is an arm. Remember, we spoke about an arm right at the beginning of our lesson. They have to share an arm in order for angles to be adjacent. So this angle here is adjacent to that angle there because they share an arm. All right. So we're saying that this angle plus that angle has to equal 180 degrees because it's on a straight line. And so when we're using this train of thought, when we're using two angles that are next to each other that have to equal 180, we use the reason angles on a straight line. So the first reason we learned was angles around a point, and now the second reason we're learning is angles on a straight line. Okay, so let's look at our very first example of this. So I can see that this over here, this is a straight line. I can see that they share an arm, which means those two are adjacent angles. So I can say x plus 135 needs to equal 180, and my reason would be angles on a straight line. Okay, now I've got a normal equation, so I'm going to say x is equal to 180 minus 135, which means x is equal to 45 degrees, and that would be my end answer. Okay, so take a screenshot, and then you've got this. And I will give you 2 to do yourself. Okay.
I love these notes, guys. It's gonna help you a lot.
Yeah.
For exam, you already have screenshots and notes for geometry.
Exactly. Okay. Can you give us a go for me? There's B and there's C. I'd like you to give both a try. And if you're feeling comfortable and you want to talk us through either one of them, just let us know, put your hand up, and we'll go through together. So now I'm guessing that hand is up to answer. So I'm not going to unmute you just yet. But B is all yours. Give it your best go, guys. You'll be okay.
Anna, are you still with us? Or you like me? I'm freezing cold. I feel like I just like, you know, covering her hands and everything else, and she's just listening to everyone. It's freezing in Gauteng, guys. Yo, Joburg is just another weather. Him? I feel like we're in the polls.
Our cold front is coming in Cape Town. It's supposed to be coming. Actually, I think it comes tomorrow. I think we're supposed to have rain from tomorrow until Saturday.
Rain?
Yeah, because we get rain in winter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We don't get that until summer.
Yeah, no. It's when it's cold here, it's cold and wet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not great. Okay. Oh, also in the Northwest. Okay. So now, can you talk us through B? How am I going to do B?
So first, ma'am, we're going to say x minus 10 plus x plus 66 equals 180 degrees. And then the reason would be angles on a straight line.
Good, perfect. Okay.
And then
next
on the
line.
next line, it would be 2x equals 180 plus 10 minus 66.
Okay, good.
And then on the next line, it would be 2x equals 124.
Nice.
And then x would equal 62 degrees.
Good. 100%. Awesome. You are smashing this. Well done. Okay, then we're needing Zoom user. Is this MK? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Can I answer for C?
Who am I speaking to?
Okay.
To Neo.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we have an MK who always lands up popping on as a different name. And so I never know what it's him. Okay, talk us through how we're gonna do C.
So for the equation, it's x plus 74 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. And the reason is angles on a straight line.
Good, perfect.
And the next step is 2x is equals to 180 degrees minus 74.
Good.
Then 2x is equals to 106.
Good.
You divide both sides by 2.
Good.
Therefore, your x is equals to 53.
Perfect. And you explained that so beautifully. Nice job. Awesome. Good. Guys, you're smashing this. I'm very, very chuffed. Okay, if you'd like a screenshot, please take a screenshot of these two questions, and then we will move on to our next one. Okay. Cool. Okay, E, I have to tell you about a different reason. So give D a try for me, and then I'll talk you through E.
I think for those of us who did not enjoy geometry today, I'm enjoying geometry myself. Guys, I hope you're enjoying too. It just became, in the last class, they said that geometry just became a grade R mathematics.
See? I hope it's like looking really nice and easy at the moment, and you're feeling good and confident. Okay, I'm just gonna have a look and see what hands are popping up. Okay, okay, I haven't heard from a P-way yet, so I'm gonna go to a P-way, and then, I haven't also heard, have I heard from a P-way tonight? I don't even remember. I've got a P-way, I've got Amber, okay. Okay, a P-way, this one's all yours. Can you talk me through this one?
Okay, so basically it's gonna be x plus 30 degrees. And then because it's a square, it's going to be 90 degrees.
Good.
Equals
Nice.
to 180 degrees.
Good.
And then the reason, it's going to be angles on a straight line.
Nice. Okay. Good. All right.
And
next line.
And then it's going to be x plus x equals to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 30 degrees.
Good.
And then it's going to be 2x equals to 60 degrees.
100%.
And then it's going to be 2x divided by 2, and then 60 divided by 2. And it's going to give you x is equals to 30 degrees.
Yes. Nice job of you. Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Next one, I just want to chat about very quickly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but sometimes we could be given a question like this, where it's just the 90 degrees. It's very rare, but it does sometimes pop up. So I just wanted to talk about it in case it does pop up. If it pops up, we are allowed to use this other rule. It just hardly ever comes up, which is why most schools don't spend a lot of time on it. And we just say comp angles. And that comp stands for the word complementary. Okay, so it's not like complimentary where you compliment someone, so you say something nice about them. Complementary means 90 degrees. That's what complementary means. Okay, it means it's a 90-degree angle. So comp angles just means it's 90 degrees. So here I could say x plus 70 is equal to 90 degrees, and my reason would just be comp angle. And then I could say therefore x is equal to 90 minus 70, so x is equal to 20 degrees. I just wanted to talk about it. It hardly ever comes up, but if it does come up, you've seen it. Okay. All right, screenshot, and then I'm going to take you through, I think we've got a couple more here. And we're going to call it a night. Okay, but screenshot to me, and then I'll move down. Okay. I feel like those ones are going to be too easy. I'm actually going to put all three up at the same time. And let's see if we can get through all three of these, because none of them are super hard. So we're going to do F, G, and H. See how quickly you can get these done. And then we'll quickly go over them together. So now it's ready. Okay, so I'm just going to put your name over here. Okay, so yours is F. I'm ready for hands for G and H. Jasmine. Jasmine. G. Keith. H. Yes, Sophie, happy Women's Day to you as well.
We have another name. Keith. I can't pronounce it. Okay.
It's Keith. It's Keith. It's just got a G, but his name is Keith.
Ah, Keith. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Sana, I lowered your hand by mistake. I pushed the wrong button. I don't know what I did there. I did something stupid. Sorry. Thank you. Okay. Can you please take us through F?
So ma'am, you would first say x minus 10 plus 125 equals 180 degrees.
Right.
And then the reason would be angles on a straight line.
Perfect.
And then x would equal to 180 minus 125 plus 10.
Good.
And then x would equal 65 degrees.
Yay! Awesome. Great. Okay, so that is F in the bag, guys. Nice. All right. Next, we have got Jasmine talking us through G. Jasmine, G, we are listening. What am I going to write?
X plus 40 plus x minus 20.
Equals?
180 degrees.
Good. Reason?
Angles on a straight line.
Yes. Okay. Next line.
2x is equal to 180 degrees minus 40 minus 20.
Minus 20.
Plus 20.
Yeah, because that sign has changed. Exactly. Okay, so what's my next line going to look like?
2x. I made a mistake, yeah.
Okay, I'll take you through the rest of this one. You did very good though in the first part. Okay, so 180 minus 40 will give us 140, and 140 plus 20 will give us 160. And then we're going to divide both by 2, and so x is going to equal 80 degrees. Okay, last one for the night. Keith, we are all yours. Talk us through.
Okay, x plus 10.
Good.
Plus 90 plus x.
Good.
Equals to 180.
What's my reason?
Angles on a straight line.
Yes. Okay. Next line.
Then 2x
Good.
equals to 180
Yeah.
minus 10
Good.
minus 90.
Good.
Our answer is 80.
Good. Okay.
Divide both sides by 2.
Good.
And our answer is x is equals to 40.
100%. Awesome work. Thanks, Keith.